Today we will be adding mixed numbers with like and unlike denominators. Please copy down the standard benchmark indicator on a clean page in your math notebook. The student will solve problems with adding mixed numbers with like and unlike denominators. Adding mixed numbers. Just as you can add whole numbers and add fractions, you can add mixed numbers. To add mixed numbers, add the whole numbers, then add the fractions, then put the two parts together. If the sum of the fractions is an improper fraction, you may need to rewrite it as a mixed number and add the whole number parts together again. So, in our example here, we want to add 1 1/2 plus 3 5/6. Write the sum as a whole or mixed number in lowest terms. So first thing we have to do is rewrite the fractions using their lowest common denominator, which is also their lowest common multiple, which is 6. So 1 1/2 becomes 1 3/6. And 3 5/6 stays as it is. So then we add the whole numbers, so 1 plus 3 is 4. And then we add the fractions. 3/6 plus 5/6 is 8/6. Then we get the 4 as the whole number, and we need to rewrite the improper fraction as a mixed number. So 8/6 becomes 1 2/6. Then we have to add that 1 back to the whole number. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So we get 5 2/6. But we know we can simplify 2/6 because we can divide 2 and 6 by 2. So we get 5 1/3. So 1 1/2 plus 3 5/6 is 5 1/3. And it helps if you do what they did here and write it vertically so you can keep the fractions lined up and the whole numbers lined up as well. Try it. Add. Write each sum as a whole or mixed number in lowest terms. So for A, we have 8 1/5 plus 12 3/5. The fractions have like denominators, so we don't have to find a common denominator because we already have there. So we're going to add the whole numbers. So 8 plus 12 is 20. Then we're going to add the fractions. So 1/5 plus 3/5 is 4/5. Next, we're going to add the two parts, so we get 20 4/5. Next, for B, we have 12 3/4 plus 3 1/2. So we need to rewrite using a common denominator. So you can keep 12 3/4 as it is, and we're going to take 3 1/2 and take it to fourths, so it becomes 3 2/4. Now we can add the whole numbers. 12 plus 3 is 15. And then we're going to add the fractions. We have 3/4 plus 2/4 is 5/4. Now we need to rewrite the 5/4 as a mixed number. So 5/4 becomes 1 1/4. Now we need to add the 15 from the whole numbers to the 1 1/4, so we get 16 1/4. All right, continuing on here with problem C, first thing we need to do is rewrite with a common denominator. So we have 4 7/8 plus 2 3/4. So we're going to take 3/4 and turn it into 6/8. Now we can add the whole number, so 4 plus 2 is 6. And 7/8 plus 6/8 is 13/8. Now we need to turn the 13/8 into a mixed number, so it becomes 1 5/8. which gives us our complete answer of 7 5/8. For letter D, we have 5 2/3 plus 7 1/12. So first thing we need is a common denominator, and we're going to go with 12ths. So 5 2/3 is going to become 5 8/12. Now, just like before, we're going to add the whole numbers, so 5 plus 7 is 12. And then 8/12 plus 1/12 is 9/12. And we know that 9/12 can be simplified, so we're going to divide the top and the bottom by 3, so we'll get 12 3/4 as our final answer. Problem G, we have 4 1/6 and 2 2/3. So again, we need a common denominator. We're going to use 6. So 2 2/3 is going to become 2 4/6. Continuing on with problem E here, we have 1 1/2 plus 1 1/2. So we're going to rewrite it vertically. And then we get 1 plus 1 is 2. And 1/2 plus 1/2 gives us 2/2. We know 2/2 simplifies to 1, so then we're going to add it to the 2, and we get 3 as our answer. For question F, we already have a common denominator, so all we need to do is rewrite the problem vertically and do our adding. And we know 2 plus 3 is 5. And 2/5 plus 2/5 is 4/5, which does not need to be simplified. So our answer is 5 4/5. For G, we have 4 1/6 plus 2 2/3. So the first thing we need to do is get a common denominator. So 2 2/3 is going to become 2 4/6. Then we're going to add 4 plus 2 is 6. 1/6 plus 4/6 is 5/6, which does not need to be simplified. So our complete answer is 6 5/6. For H, we have 3 5/8 plus 5 3/4. So we're going to use 8 as our common denominator. So that's going to change the 3/4 into 6/8. So then we add the whole numbers. 3 plus 5 is 8. Then 5/8 plus 6/8 is 11/8. Eleven-eighths is an improper fraction, so we need to turn it into a mixed number, so it equals 1 3/8. So now we have 8 plus 1 3/8, and we're going to add that together and get 9 3/8. Please make sure you have copied down all of the work and glue this page in your math notebook.